really exciting morning for us here in the summer studio. We have completely done some revamping down here, and we have some new things going on, so I'm really psyched about it today. Also, if you had the TV on beforehand, and I know that was probably on in every single one of our classrooms, you probably saw me walking around, you probably saw our camera zooming in and zooming out and checking some different areas of our studio. That was exactly what we needed to do to get ready this morning, and I'll tell you all about that in just a second. So, first of all, I need to thank Mrs. Olson for helping with the redesign of our studio. And with a little bit of tricky camera work, we're going to try to show you around. Before we start that, I'm going to introduce you to Emma and Cameron. They're our news anchors. Emma and Cameron are representatives for Mrs. Bull's classroom, and they're going to be our anchors for the first quarter of school. If you take a look, immediately I think you'll see, hey, something looks new and different. I love that we are using this really cool background. I think we are the only school in Kenosha that has such a fantastic map like this in our Learning Commons, and so Emma and Cameron are here. Welcome. I'm going to ask you guys just a couple of questions. One question, Emma, can you tell me what you were excited about? Why did you try out to be an anchor?
I thought it was really cool to be on the Eagle Report.
Okay, and so you saw it last year and thought, hey, this is just something I'd really like to try. Okay, Cameron, what about you? Why did you try out?
I've always wanted to do it since I was in first grade.
Good for you, and guess what? Here you are. Well, you know what? I've had a chance to practice a little bit with these guys this morning, and they are spectacular. Maybe a little nervous, like I'm a little nervous. It's our very first official one. The other thing we talked about is that you probably saw the camera zooming in and out, moving back and forth a little bit this morning. Well, it's different this year, and we're going to have a little more camera action, and the cool part is, I wonder what they call people who run cameras in Hollywood. I'm not sure. There must be some kind of a fancy name for it. Well, I'd like to introduce you to Quinn and Elizabeth. They're up here in the background right now. They are going to be running the camera for us. They've already been practicing, and I think you guys are much more comfortable behind the scenes, and they're going to head on over that way because you need to get over there and get ready to run the camera. So we'll let you guys go to the background. What else? We have students up here ready for the pledge. So, boys and girls and teachers, when you come in to run the, or to represent your class, to come in as a guest studio audience, there is a different place. So at this point, Quinn, I'm going to ask you to head on over with the camera to show that's where our pledgers will be, and that's where our guest studio audience will be. We have friends from Mrs. Shantek's room here this morning. Thank you guys. We're going to be back to you in just a second. And for right now, Emma, now that everyone has seen our new and improved studio, let's get on with the news. Take it away, Emma.
Thanks, Ms. Schaefer. I'm so excited to be one of the anchors on the Eagle Report. What about you, Cameron?
I agree, Emma. It is exciting being part of the Eagle Report. So let's get started. Please stand for the pledge. Welcome to Mrs. Shantek, students.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Today I will do my best. I will listen. I will follow directions. I will be honest. I will respect the rights of others. I can learn. I will learn. I know it's all up to me.
Emma.
Thanks, fifth graders. Today is a special day for all safety patrols. Deputy Fenley will be here training patrols. All patrols will meet at 9 o'clock right here in the studio for this very important training. Teachers, if you see areas where you could use some help with either morning or afternoon dismissal, please email our great fifth grade teachers. They've been working hard helping us to keep everyone safe.
You're right, Emma. It is a big job making sure we're all safe. Did you hear? Next Friday is our annual Welcome to the New School Year family picnic and movie night. It's one of our favorite events at Summers. I'm hoping my family can attend. Be sure to let your parents know.
Sounds like a great time, Cameron. I'm hoping to be there too. Let's now say good morning to Miss Olson. She has a lot of great news from our library commons to share.
And actually, Mrs. Olson is on her way over here, but first I'm going to ask a couple of friends from Mrs. Shantek's room just to share a little bit what's been going on in 5th grade so far. So take it away, guys.
This is an exciting year in elementary school. Being a 5th grader means we have so many opportunities to learn and grow. We wrote paragraphs about everything we're looking forward to. Here's a summary.
Science, iPads, Kindles, art, intramurals, new teachers, new friends, Chicago, technology, projects, choir, band, orchestra, gym, battle of the books, math masters, becoming a better reader, recess, new books, AR, field trips, student council, yearbook, and sports day.
It's going to be a great year.
Very nice job. Nice job. Thanks, guys. Want to just have a seat and get comfy? Okay, Mrs. Olson, after that, I don't know, I'm exhausted just hearing everything that our 5th graders can have a chance to get involved in, but take it away.
All right, adjust the microphone a little bit. Good morning, Summers. I'm gonna try to look at the camera and not the TV. This new setup is a little different for me. I asked Mrs. Schaefer, I'm gonna mess up Mrs. Schaefer's stuff, hold on, let's hold it. I asked Mrs. Schaefer if I could be on the Eagle Report today because I had a bunch of things to talk to you about. The first thing I wanted to talk to you about is the birthday book club. You've seen these balloons hanging around in the library. You've asked me what those books all meant. We were lucky enough to receive 50 books for Summer's 50th birthday from the Summers United Community Church. And we are so lucky to get that. So I got to thinking and I said, what a fun way to celebrate our birthdays. So we're starting a birthday book club. It's going to run now through December 15th. And if you would like to purchase a book or your parents would like to purchase a book in honor of your birthday, they may do so. You'll get a special label in the book. You'll be the first child to check out the book. And it'll go into our library collection for everyone to enjoy and celebrate. Just think, if you're in 1st grade right now and you bought a book, when you're in 5th grade, that book will still be in our collection and you can go back and look at the book that you bought in 1st grade. So it's kind of an archive of you being here at Summers. It's a really cool idea, a great way to support our library and get more books into our hands because let me tell you, you guys read so much. I need all the books that I can get for you. The next thing I want to talk to you about is this year we have the bookmobile here on Thursday afternoons at 3:45. Now you get out of school at 3:15 and the bookmobile comes at 3:45 after all the buses clear out. What a great way to celebrate a Thursday afternoon. Go play on the playground here at Summers. Once you're picked up, then stick around and go to the bookmobile at the front of the school and check out some great books. Did you know they have comics books on the bookmobile, magazines, videos, DVDs, CDs, and all kinds of books. So a great place to get materials. Anyone may get a library card as long as you show them that you live in Kenosha and you can write your name. So a great thing to do on a Thursday afternoon. There's something new in the Summers Learning Commons that I'm starting this year, and it's called the Shelf Elf Award. I'm looking for classes who are treating our library with respect and following our rules at Summers and soaring like an eagle. So if your class does that when they're in the library for book checkout, they will get the Shelf Elf Award for the week, and your name will go on the bulletin board that I'm putting together. And I will give you a shout out, as Mrs. Schaefer likes to say, on the Eagle Report. It's a great way to show respect and take care of our learning commons and help us out by us not having to go around and clean up or making our little shelf elf out there do it. All right, State BOB. State BOB will be starting next Thursday. Any 5th graders who are eligible for State BOB may come out. The practice will be during lunch, so you'll eat your lunch and then come in the library at recess time. This is just one of our State BOB books. It's called Creepy Carrots. You might have had a favorite food, like Mrs. Olson's favorite food is pizza, and you eat it so much sometimes you might feel like it's haunting you. Well, this poor little bunny eats so many carrots and keeps pulling them out of the ground that the creepy carrots he thinks are haunting them. Now, is he just being paranoid or is he really being haunted by carrots? You need to read Creepy Carrots to find out, and that's just one of our State BOB books this year. The best book I read this summer, and I'm hoping that you boys and girls popped open a book this summer and read, was Out of My Mind by Sharon M. Draper. It is told from a perspective of a little girl who's in the 5th grade and she has cerebral palsy, which that means that her body doesn't work so well and she can't speak, but her brain is fantastic and she's extremely smart. And it talks about her 5th grade year in her elementary school and how she copes with friends and family and the ability to speak through a computer. It's amazing. It'll make you think differently. It makes you think about 5th grade and being a student. I couldn't put this book down. It was the best book I read this summer. I think that's about it from the Summer's Learning Comments. I'm hoping that you guys have a wonderful weekend and read on.
Come and sneak on me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just reading my favorite book. Good morning, everyone. Happy sunny Friday. Nothing fills my bucket like Sunshine Friday and Smiling Summer students. Do you remember what bucket filling is? Bucket filling is saying kind things, doing kind things, and even just offering a smile for each other. When we have a lot of good feelings or we're comfortable, happy, that means our bucket is full of good feelings. But when we see someone who's grumpy or frustrated, feeling sad, it means their bucket's getting kind of low, and we need to find a way to help fill their bucket. I had so much fun this week. I worked in all the 1st grade classrooms. It wasn't work, it was fun. We talked about bucket filling, and they have some ideas for us for how to fill a bucket. I'm going to read a few for you. Here's one that says, I will not argue with my sister. That's going to fill a lot of buckets. I will be kind. Kind actions. I will practice my numbers and my counting. Ooh, that's going to fill her own bucket and her teacher's bucket. I will say thank you to the bus driver. 2 simple words, thank you, will fill the bus driver's bucket. And the last one, I will follow directions. Oh, that'll fill everyone in the class's bucket. They can get so much more done. My favorite page in the book is a simple explanation. It says a bucket filler is someone who is loving, caring, and says and does nice things that make others feel special, or welcome, or letting them know you appreciate them. When you make someone feel special, you are filling a bucket. I see that happening all over the place at Summers. I saw Haley from Mrs. Van Pamel's class and Dan from Mrs. Savaglio's class filling buckets in the lunchroom. They stayed back right before recess and picked up wrappers and things. They didn't say, that's not mine. They just did it. Didn't say a word and went to recess. But we saw it. And Miss Becky in the kitchen, her bucket was filled. I also saw Miss Shantek's class, who has 9 new students this year, and they helped and welcomed and just made those new students feel welcome and filled all their buckets. And being able to watch that filled my bucket too. So I'll share just the last page because it sums it all up nicely. It says, when you're a bucket filler, you make your home, your school, your neighborhood a better place to be. Bucket filling makes everyone feel good. So look around, see who needs their bucket filled. Give them a smile, help them out, and it'll fill your own bucket too. So have a great weekend. Happy bucket filling. I'll be back with more bucket filling news next week.
I'm back. I just wanted to tell these students thank you that I forgot to do when I was on here earlier. Yesterday I had a bunch of 5th graders volunteer and give up their recess to help us get all the headphones ready for all the students in the building. Every student will be getting a pair of headphones to use with our mobile technology like laptops and iPads, and teachers will be getting those today in the afternoon. But these kids came and gave up their recess and powered through. I called them my little minions because they worked so hard. So I just want to say thank you to Chloe, Ben, Ella T, and Ella M, Erica, Alicia, Michaela, Najla, Mallory, Aiden, Diana, Charlie, Kayla, Emma, and Alyssa. Thank you so much. We would have never gotten them out so fast if it wasn't for you, and I really, really appreciate it. All right, now have a good weekend, and turn it over to Mrs. Schaefer.
Actually, I saw all of the work that our Fifth graders did yesterday, Mrs. Olson, and you're right. When I walked in, I said, what on earth is all of this stuff? And it happens to be headphones for everyone. So what a great job they did for us. Okay, a couple of things to talk about. Next week officially, we will be starting Golden Sporks, all right? Golden Sporks. I'm going to start over here. Jared, tell me one thing your classroom needs to do in order to be considered for a Golden Spork Award. One thing.
Clean up a little bit.
Thank you. Cleaning up a little bit. Chloe, we're coming over to you. One thing that you think your classroom needs to do in order to be considered for a Golden Spork.
Be nice.
Be nice. Be kind. Love that. Love that. One more thing. Tell us. One thing you think.
Raise your hand, don't call the lunch ladies over.
Perfect. You know what? All three of those ideas are fantastic. Back over to me, camera people, plus a couple more. I knew that you would know this. Sometimes in the lunchroom, to me, it's just about common sense. And it's about being good listeners and being thinkers. You hear me say this all the time. One of my favorite words is you gotta be smart and just do some smart thinking. When I look at this, that I know you have in every classroom. By the way, teachers, if you need one of these in your classroom, let me know because we have some ready to hand out. We have a couple of extras. I look at the lunchroom and it talks about eating only your own food. We know that because of safety with allergies. Making sure that you're walking in and out of the lunchroom, staying seated. Inside voices. My voice is way too loud right now. Never would I talk this loud if I was sitting with one of my friends eating lunch. If we were having a B.O.B. practice, I would not be talking this loud during lunch. It's just too loud. I'm doing that so the microphone picks up my voice. I would surely be using a quieter inside voice. I'd follow all directions. Yep, I'd clean up my own space. I'd keep my hands and feet to myself. So simple. This is exactly what my family does when we have dinner together. That's all you need to do. So next week, we'll start handing out Golden Sporks. We'll see who's the first to get those. Then, one other quick thing I wanted to run by you is another piece of our little Soar Like an Eagle chart, and that happens to be our restrooms. Whole lots of us in summer school every day, about 600 of us total. Some really simple, basic, easy things to make sure that our restrooms are nice and neat. If you see some garbage on the ground, please pick it up. Make sure that when you're finished washing and drying your hands, that garbage goes into the container. Just really simple things that I'll be watching for. So, another thing, teachers, that you might want to take a look at. And by the way, guys, I made some posters, little mini posters that will be in each one of our restrooms, and it will talk about some of these guidelines for keeping our restrooms as organized and clean as possible. That's important to Miss Schaefer. She's a little bit of a clean freak, and that's an okay thing to be. Okay, I have some shout outs. Ready? Can't help it, I have to do some bragging. Here we go. Table 11 breakfast, big old shout out. That table has been spick and span each morning that I've been in there. Bus 2 morning, I need to tell you that that bus driver was bragging about how kind and polite and what a great job you're doing. So bus 2 a.m., big old shout out. Kindergarten and first grade teachers, I need to tell each one of you thank you. You were my hero when we stayed in this past week one day because it was exceptionally hot out. You came back early from your lunches, made sure that the students were where they needed to be and doing what they needed to do. Big old shout out there. Speaking of that indoor lunch recess that day, 4 or 5, I didn't get to see you, but 2 and 3 wing, I saw the 2 and 3 family. Let me tell you, amazing. In fact, I kind of walked around. I could barely pick out which classroom was doing the very best job at indoor recess, but I am going to give a shout out to Mrs. Savaglio's room. They were incredible. Grade 5 teachers, thank you so much for helping get all of our patrols up and running. We know that Deputy Friendly will be here in a few minutes today. He'll do some official training, but so far, gosh, we've done a great job. So thanks to not only all of our patrols, but to our grade 5 teachers as well. I walked through Miss Casey's room the other day, and I saw that there was a chart up on the board that her fourth graders at this point with Read to Self, I think we're at 24 minutes. That's pretty amazing. And I know if Mrs. Gifford happened to be here, she would say, the more you read, the better you get at it, and that's what we need to do. So congrats to Miss Casey's room. At the same time, I walked through that morning Mrs. Konetsky's classroom. And guess what? During the first grade Read to Self, I didn't hear a sound. The only thing I saw were first graders reading, and then Mrs. Konetsky was working with the small group off to the side. It was nearly perfection. It was a beautiful thing to see. And finally, to all staff that's been out in the morning and the afternoons, making sure these first couple of weeks that we're all safe and good, a big old shout out to you. You are what makes summer so special. Yesterday, we had an unexpected event when we needed, for safety's sake, to practice our tornado lockdown procedures. We were amazing at it. Everyone did a great job. And so far, we've now practiced a safety drill, a fire drill, and unexpectedly, we practiced tornado yesterday. You did a fantastic job. You know that we'll be practicing those things regularly. I need to say thank you to Emma and Cameron. Good job your first time, guys. Nice job today. And to Quinn and Elizabeth for running the camera in Mrs. Shantek's room. I think that's it from the studio today. Have a great weekend, everyone. Remember, 1 week from today is our family picnic. Talk to moms and dads. We love our family picnic. Make sure that you're here next Friday. That's it. Have a great weekend. See you on Monday.